The non-slip loop knot is, in my opinion, a critical piece to effective streamer fishing. The added loop really adds that herky-jerky motion that you want in your streamers. So rather than a standard clinch knot, and then your angling technique is now completely dependent on how you strip your fly line. With the non-slip loop knot, it adds that extra bit of motion when you're jerking that through that water, which I feel really gets the aggression out of those predatory fish. So we're going to do a step-by-step on a larger demonstration fly line to learn how to tie this non-slip loop knot for your next streamer fishing. So in my left hand, I'm just going to be using some hackle pliers, and this is, again, just for demonstration purposes. And then representing my tippet, I'm just going to use some fly line here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit to get the full picture. And the first thing you want to start off with is disregard your fly completely. And with your tippet, you just want to go maybe 5 or 6 inches up, and you want to just create a standard overhand. Okay, so you can see now, like, my tag end's pretty small. I found that if you want to give yourself ample room here so that you can finish the knot. So by holding the top of the knot, if you start pulling on the tag end, it'll shrink it and make your tag end just a little bit longer, something more doable to play on. If it's too long, if you pull the other end, it'll bring it the other way and shorten your tag end. So just a little, just a neat little trick that I found helps. And then usually the size of this loop will determine the size of your non-slip loop knot at the end, of how much motion you want. So play with the different sizes, and you're going to be able to dictate how much movement or how big your loop knot's going to be. So once we have our overhand knot, now we're going to grab our fly and we're going to put that through the hook eye. And then what you want to do is go through the overhand knot that you just made, and you want that in the same direction that it came out of. So you can see now that here these two lines are parallel with each other, and then we're going to bring that closer to the hook eye. Once you have a good distance, you can just cinch that down with your left hand. And now on a standard tippet, again, it's always dependent on the diameter of your tippet, but you probably want to do at least 5 to 6 wraps. With this fly line, I'm only going to do 3 because it's just so thick. So remember, this is 5. And then what we're going to do is go through the same spot that we came out of once again. So all 3 times that I went through that first overhand knot, they're all together now. So once I have that, you can start pulling on both ends. So you're going to start pulling on this end and your tag end, and just start cinching that down. Now again, on a standard tippet, you do want to moisten that a bit with some saliva, and then bring that together. And then with some minor manipulation of this fly line, I now have, and you want to nip off this tag end, and you now have your non-slip loop knot. And that allows, you can see how much motion that fly has within that loop, really giving that herky-jerky motion that you want with your streamer patterns. So practice it multiple times, and don't practice it on the water. I mean, it's much harder to do these knots when it's freezing cold outside. So practice them at home, on your desk, on the couch, whatever you need to do. Practice all your knots, and that way it's just that much easier and more effective while you're fishing. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Cheers.